Brandon Cutler here from AEW, and I hope you guys have an awesome podcast with the MonsterCast.
What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful here. You're watching the MonsterCast with Jack and Ryan. A big shout out to those fellas. Good people. Check them out.
Here's your host of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster, Jack and Ryan.
Mandy did break her silence for the first time after being released on a talk show on TV. She broke her silence, but I just want to point out a couple things for you guys. Not necessarily about what she said, because really all she said was she doesn't hold any ill will towards them, but she was hurt by being let go or whatever. But I just want to point this out, guys. All right, so I looked up how much Finn Balor was making when he went back to NXT. All right. By the way, when Finn Balor went back to NXT, he never won the NXT title. All right, because right when he went back, he was going to have a program with Walter after all the little shit that he did with Ciampa and Gargano and turning heel and all that stuff. But right when he was about to go do the thing with Walter, COVID happened. Okay, so that killed all that. Eventually, he got brought back up to the main roster. But when he went back down to NXT, he was making $185,000 a year. All right. Dragon Lee is now reported to be the highest paid NXT talent after Mandy Rose's exit. Do we really think that Mandy Rose was making more than $185K versus Balor? Do we agree that Dragon Lee, with no prior WWE experience, should be making as much or more than Mandy was at her peak without wrestling a single match for WWE? Maybe if she was making the money that she should be making, because I believe that the women and the men should be paid a lot fucking closer than what they are getting paid, maybe she wouldn't have had to have an outside site for extra money, and we would have never been in this position to begin with, for a champion that held your title in NXT for over a year. Thoughts?
Yeah. It's always been weird to me that you're basically telling a lot of people who make under like $250K a year that they're not allowed to go do outside work that has nothing to do with wrestling. It's not competing with your wrestling, nothing like that. And
I'm not even saying that I disagree with them letting her go, because if it was in the contract, it's in the contract, right? But don't you think if you're WWE, you would have never had to put her in that position if you would have paid her and compensated her fairly to her male counterparts? And that's not just with her. That's with Becky Lynch. That's with Charlotte. That's with Sasha. That's with Bayley. That's with everybody. Because, I mean, obviously we're talking about, I'm not saying that Mandy and Dragon Lee are on the same scale for skill, or Finn Balor for the same scale for skill, but when you put them in a high position on your card and you're giving them the championship and running with it for over a year, and then they're still not making, or they feel like they're still not making enough money where they have to go to the outside hobby or whatever and make more money, doesn't that say more about your lack of compensation than it does her breaking a rule?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing too. I would have the same arguments whether or not they were paying her $5 million or fucking $500,000 or whatever. So I don't even think it's about whether or not she was being paid enough. I think she should just have the freedom to do it regardless. Same as I feel about people that want to do Twitch streams and shit. Like, it's never made any sense to me that you've got a guy who's literally a billionaire at the head of everything, who doesn't really do shit except for fuck up booking every Monday morning, pulling in that much money and that much of the profits, and then you've got your workers making like $150K. Like, it's very weird to me.
It's also like, not, they can't even throw in the whole, she was using the Mandy Rose name. No, she wasn't. She was using Mandy Sachs.
Right.
So that's out of it too. So like, I don't feel like they have really any and
you can't make
take that step. That's a big step to take, to release somebody that's your champion for that long out of nowhere like that.
It makes our company look bad to have sexualized content, but by the way, we're gonna bring her out in fucking tube top and short shorts every week and have her show off her titties on screen. There's no nipples, so it's fine. But if there's nipple online, boy, you're fired.
You're explaining exactly.
It's so
you're explaining exactly what they're doing. It's fucking dumb. They're hypocritical as fuck. It's like, okay, You can do it, but
we
only
can
if
make
we're
money on
making
your
money
sex
off of it.
appeal. Yeah, we can make money on your sex appeal, but you can't. Fuck you. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah, but and okay, so but like if she was using the Mandy Rose name, I'd even be a little bit more on WWE's side. Not a lot, but a little bit more, right? But the fact that she's not, right? There's not going to be a little kid out there that knows that Mandy Rose's real name is Mandy Sachs. There's no like 8-year-old out there going to be like, hey, yeah, I know her real name. I want to see if she has a OnlyFans or outside a fan site or whatever.
That's,
like,
and it's also what like it's got a paid content wall too, so it's
Yeah.
not like it's just out there. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, and whoever shared the stuff needs to be fucking held accountable too, by the way, because obviously it came out without consent. So I'm hoping they get cracked down on too.
I mean,
But yeah, like it's fucking stupid, dude.
I love X-Pac. I really do. I think he's, I think he gets a lot of shit that he shouldn't sometimes, whatever. But he's also been paid to be in porn movies. And they fucking still have him come back for every reunion show. What's the difference there?
The same reason why they wouldn't bring China back, by the way.
It doesn't make
It was
any
okay to
fucking
bring
sense.
X-Pac back, but not China.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And they were in the same fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking dumb.
I mean, she
It's
did
so
other
dumb.
shit too, I think. But still, yeah, it's just stupid.
All right. Well, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I want to rant about that a little bit because it's not. I love Dragon Lee. I'm a huge Dragon Lee guy. I like Finn Balor, but I just thought that was weird. Because you're not going to tell me that if Finn Balor wasn't getting paid enough and he decided that he wanted to go do an OnlyFans site, that there wasn't going to be a ton of fucking chicks over there looking at fucking Finn
Right.
Balor, dude. So like, clearly he's getting paid enough to not have to do that, right? And you can't say, well, he's married. Mandy Rose has a longtime boyfriend. I believe they're engaged. I'm not positive on that with Tino. But yeah, so that's not the situation. I mean, it's irrelevant anyway. It's none of your business. But I don't think that's the situation either. When you're making $1 million, when you made $1 million, and you weren't getting paid even $185K for the year, and you just made $1 million in a month, then clearly there's something wrong with the situation. But yeah, I mean, like, she basically saw her opportunity to be like, hey, you know what? And by the way, that's on an NXT platform. She was on an NXT platform, not WWE Raw and SmackDown. So if she was able to capitalize on her own personality or whatever you want to call it, like her own IP, her own IP, like she was able to make more money with her own shit than WWE was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good for you, WWE. Maybe you should have been pumping out a couple more Mandy Rose shirts. Like, what the fuck?
The interesting thing is whether or not other women in the industry will follow that model when they realize, like, hey, like, there's a pretty big built-in audience of people that would pay for, like, sex work type stuff, like pictures or videos or whatever the fuck, because these are essentially, like, let's be honest, some wrestling fans are, like, really fucking obsessive weirdos. And you can milk them for all their fucking worth. Who cares? Fuck
The only thing I've, in speaking to your point, because there are a lot of weird motherfucking wrestling fans, and it's not even debatable. It's one of the weirdest fucking groups of people ever. But it does kind of make me worry for her because of somebody that already had her and Sonya Deville with past issues with stalkers and stuff. Like, that part of it is like, that's kind of weird that you're even bringing, because you know what type of people you're trying to get money from, right? Like, you know what you're doing, type deal. But I just hope that she's not putting herself in danger. I mean, already the fucking video's been leaked, so like,
women online deal with that whether they do sex work or not.
that's true.
So-
Also, she'll have the money to put these people away real quick, so people will stop fucking doing it too. Like, you just made $1 million in less than a month, dude. Like, I think you'll be all right. You just keep doing you, and hopefully, if she ever does want to get back into it, we do know that there's another organization that doesn't care what you do on the outside with Twitch and stuff like that. So we'll see. But I think she could. I think she could thrive in Impact. I think she could thrive in AEW. I think she can thrive in MLW if they bring back a women's division again. I hope she doesn't go to NWA. But
I think if I'm taking bumps for fucking years to make 1/10 of what I just made posting my nipple online, bro, I'm never taking another fucking bump again.
that just comes down to if you love it or not, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.